Wanted to learn about alarm rationalization procedure? If yes, this video is for you. Welcome to BSpice. In this session 15, we'll be covering alarm rationalization procedure. So prior to this, we have uploaded 14 videos in the sense all are concepts. Okay. All those are going to be, referred here in this session. So whoever has watched all those 14, if after watching that, if you come to this session 15 on alarm rationalization, it will be helpful. Otherwise, it's of no use. Okay. With that note, I will go into the detail agenda. So what we are going to cover here. One, alarm rationalization procedure intro. Then purpose. What's the purpose and scope of study? Team establishment. What is the look and feel of the team? Then data collection. Alarm philosophy versus requirements. So we need to review that. So this alarm philosophy, again, whatever we have covered already, right? So those are the alarm philosophy. And of course, we are going to come out with one more video on the look and feel of the alarm philosophy. Basically, the document, what kind of content should be part of the alarm philosophy. That is also going to be uploaded in the next session, right? Then conduct rationalization session, then document the rationalization findings, then identify the recommended action, then the terms of reference. If somebody want to prepare the terms of reference for this, then this may be useful. This is an extra additional part. Okay, so these are the aspects we are going to cover. Okay, so once again, thanks a lot for those who have supported this, what do you call videos, those videos, whatever I uploaded, right? 14 sessions. Okay. So I thank once again for all their support, right? Then I'll go into the intro. This alarm rationalization procedure can be applied to every project that introduces a new system, any significant change to an existing system, and proactively for existing system, especially where the systemic problems have been identified. And as I said earlier, an agreed alarm philosophy should be in place before alarm rationalization takes place. So again, the philosophy, what sort of philosophy we need to adopt, all those we had already covered in those 14 sessions. Okay, right. So that should be there. Okay, then now we go into the purpose. The purpose of alarm rationalization is to review the alarm list to ensure that the operators will be properly supported by alarms. As simple as that. Okay, so alarm should help them to maintain the situational awareness and should not distract or overload them with unnecessary alarms and alarm floods. Okay, so the bottom line is rationalization should ensure that the alarm system support safety and environmental improvement, operator effectiveness and well-being, regulatory complaints, regulatory complaints, reduced operator fatigue, continuous improvement, efficient alarm response, and of course auditability. So these are the purpose basically. Okay. Now we go into the scope of study. See, the scope of rationalization study should be the complete system, meaning every alarm received by the operator should be studied. That's a point. Then, what is the look and feel of the team establishment? A multidisciplinary team should be involved in the study. Okay, operation team, process safety, and our guys, control and instrumentation. Okay, and operator representative should be actively involved throughout. That is the point. So the roles and responsibilities should be assigned, including a team leader or coordinator. Okay, capturing the output and creating the rationalization report are critical aspects of this study. Okay, now we go to the data collection. See, gather data on all the alarms to be reviewed in the study, including the tag number, the name, the proposed priorities, set points, dead bands, all these we have already uploaded, right? All these we need to collect the data. For existing system, historical alarm data, including the trends, occurrences, response time should be compiled. Okay, so these are the data part. Okay, these are the data part. Then review the alarm philosophy versus requirements. As I told, actually, that should be an alarm philosophy document. Okay. So familiarize the team with the alarm philosophy document. Here, whatever we had covered, the 14 videos, all these. Okay. Of course, there are separate sessions. So the next session I'm going to talk about, going to come out with the consolidated the document for your betterment, for your reference. Okay. So the point is familiarize the team with the long philosophy document and cross-reference the relevant legislation, standards and guidelines. Here, standard in the sense, so far whatever we have covered, all in line with EEMUA 191. It is not B-Spice philosophy. It is the international standard philosophy. Okay. So it is critical there is a common understanding of what a good system looks like. Pointing out the past experience may not be examples of good practice. So the following should be agreed by the team. What is that? Alarm definition. That is also covered in our earlier videos. Alarm classes we have covered. Prioritization method we covered in detail actually. Time to respond to alarms. So that is also covered. Use of deadband, time. All these we had already covered. Rules for suppression, shelving and alarm system performance matrix. All we have covered it. Okay. So these are the philosophy we should, review versus your what is the actual requirement. Then go to the, conduct rationalization session actually. Okay. Hold a collaborative session within the alarm rationalization team to evaluate each alarm individually. For each alarm, determine whether the alarm is necessary and satisfies the agreed definition. Okay. So confirm that the correct hierarchy of control has been applied to manage the risk associated with the condition that would create the alarm, and define and record the expected operator action in response to the alarm. If there is no response, there should not be an alarm. So the alarm should be deleted or changed to an alert. Okay, that is the point. Review and set the alarm priority. Although alarms are looked at individually, prioritization should consider the alarm system as a whole. Remember that most alarms should be given low priority. This does not mean that they can be ignored. They may be dealt with later if a high priority alarms occurred at the same time. Okay, so there is a priority also rules we already covered. Just for sake of if you're a first time viewer, I want to inform you in a plan low priority we can go with 80%. Okay, then medium priority 15%, then high priority only 5%, friends. Okay. In fact, this also we covered in our session. Okay. Right. Anyway, if you want, you can go and watch. No worries. Okay. So review or set the alarm priority. So alarms, although alarms are looked at individually, the prioritization should consider the alarm system as a whole. Remember that most alarms should be given a low priority. Okay. So review the alarm settings. This is also point. Ensure that the alarm will give the operator enough time to respond effectively. That is also very important. And ensure suitable deadband and time delays are being implemented. Okay, to avoid nuisance alarm while maintaining the alarm effectiveness. So this also we had covered. And consider how alarm will perform in different modes of operation, manual, auto, all these we had already covered. Then identify a situation where the alarm may need to be suppressed or shelled. This also we had covered. Okay. Determine whether the standard rule applies or specific rule should be applied for the alarm. Confirm the finding for this alarm are consistent with other similar alarms configured in the system. So that is also we need to maintain. Like the few alarms, a different philosophy, and what we are doing different means that will cumbersome, right? Yeah, that's a point. Okay. Right, friends. So these are the rationalization, part during the, rationalization we should focus. Okay. Now we go into the documentation. Okay. So as a minimum, we should, document the following. Following in the sense, alarm type, whether it's absolute or rate of change, and the priority, the class, and the set point or logical condition, meaning off or normal. Then operator action, then consequent of inaction. If you don't do anything, then what would be the consequence? Then applicable plan state, whether it's a startup or normal or phase, in batch process, all these we need to document it basically. Okay, right. Additional information that may be recorded includes, maximum allowable response time, probable cause of the alarm, and the rationale for decision made. For example, changing the set point. Okay. So the alarm rationalization report should document the rationale behind each decision, including the justification for keeping, modifying, or removing the specific alarms. So these are the documentation we should take. Then identify the recommended action. This is very, very important. As a minimum, an action to implement the updated alarm database will be required. For existing system, this will inevitably require a management of change. Management of change means MOC. Okay. So as a minimum, an action to implement the updated alarm database will be required. Then specific action may be required to develop algorithm. This is for logical processing, and hardware or software upgrades may be required. Then action should be defined to communicate findings to the operators and other relevant personnel. Okay. And of course, the responsibilities and target implementation date should be assigned to all actions. Okay. So this is about the identify recommended actions. Now the last part of this video, this is the terms of reference. See, the purpose of alarm rationalization study is to assess and optimize the performance of the existing or new alarm management system. So that study will be conducted by a dedicated team of relevant stakeholders with full involvement of operators, right? So what are all the, what do you call the primary requirements? See, evaluate the effectiveness and efficiency of the alarm system in supporting safe and reliable operation. Identify the opportunities to enhance operator situational awareness and reduced alarm related issues such as nuisance alarm and alarm floods. Improve the prioritization and classification alarms. Optimize the alarm setting, including set point, deadband, time delays, all these. Establish alarm suppression and shelving rules. Ensure compliance with relevant regulation, meaning like standards, EEMUA 191. Okay. And of course, you can also use ISA 18.2 also. That also we covered in our sessions actually, previous sessions. Okay. So these are the things actually. Basically, friends, the alarm rationalization study will adopt a systematic and collaborative approach, like, starting from data collection, alarm rationalization session, creating a database, and coming out with the report and identifying the recommended action. Yeah, something like that. So you have to put everything in your terms of reference for your, if you want to, give this assignment to your vendor. Okay, that's a point. So the study, the alarms rationalization study will okay. The alarm rationalization study will result in the the deliverables. Like you have to list what are all the deliverables. We have talked right earlier. All those deliverables you need to list out here in the terms of reference. So that's it. And also, the time frame and with the regular progress updates all provided to the stakeholders throughout the process, all has to be there. So that's all I have for this session. So the next session, I will talk about the along philosophy document. It's just a look and feel how to, what sort of content should be there in the document. All these will dive deep. And yeah, with that, probably I'll close unless if anything is coming up to my mind. And of course, from our viewers. Thanks for your support, friends. Thanks for those who supported. Okay. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.